metal or the people of metal itself and people in the metal industry, things like that. Because without the people in metal with the metal artists and the people behind the scenes are definitely the people that make the show what it is today. I just wanted to share with you guys a little something that I've been working on or hopefully getting going to do eventually. So I might not be, well, I may or may not be on here for the next 2 days after this week. It's going to be next weekend. I'm planning on going doing to play some poker later on. Hello, how's it going? First, I love it. First is always good, right? I'm put on all messages, not just the top messages. Anyway, like I was saying before, I'm planning on doing something. I was hoping to accomplish a goal that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And it kind of stems from somebody that I know that I look up to tremendously and really care about very deeply, which she doesn't know exactly how long it's really been. And she's inspired me quite a bit for a lot of different things that she's done. Um, I look up to her as far as somebody that I not only care about, somebody that means a lot as far as just the person that they are and the drive that they have. And something I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, almost as long as the other. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. I love my, yeah, this is a really cool shirt. It's from Cavalera. Cavalera Brothers. Yeah, it's one of the other shirts that I have. Somebody told me that I should wear some of my other shirts, so I figured I'd do that. So people can see some of the different shirts that I have. Um, anyway, like I said, I lost my focus on that. Basically, what it boils down to is that I want to play. I'm hoping and I'm planning on trying to play at the World Series of Poker. But whether that happens or not, I don't know. Depends on certain situations. I've got the time to do it. It's just the certain things going on that I may or may not be able to do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Depends on how things go. So I'm going to go to Black Hawk with my son this next weekend to play some poker there. May win some money and may hopefully have the money to play at the main event or a seat. I think they do seats too, but I'm not sure. So it's kind of vague because I tried to look on their website and there it wasn't much help. So I just know there's certain matches, certain days, and certain amounts, like a deep stack and a regular, like a speed run. In the competitions that they have, tournaments where you spend a sort of flat amount and you play poker until you get to the end and then you get a prize, basically. So hopefully that will go through the way I hope, but you never know. I'm not going to hold my breath here. If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. But anyway, I figure I'd give it a go. It's been in the making for almost 20 years, along with something else that I've known. Somebody I've known, the person that I've known about for almost 20 years, but they don't realize that they've only known me for maybe the last maybe 10 years roughly that I exist, basically, which I was trying to get to know them before that. But anyway, um, yeah, and things happened. I'm not going to get into all that. But anyway, I figured I'd mention that so you guys know that I won't be, may or may not be here next weekend. I might do a real quick little live without a list. It'll just be me talking about how things are going, this, that, and the other. See, there you go. That's my trademark phrase, I guess, apparently. Anyway, so without further ado, we're going to start our list for tonight. So I'm a little sorry about being a little late. I mean, as far as like doing that, but I figure I'd mention that to everybody about that. Now, these bands are kind of ones that are bands that are not as well known, and I think that they're. I'm trying to remember what the whole main topic was. It's kind of a variety of stuff, so But I figured I'd let you guys hear what the list is. It's kind of cool. Some bands that are not as well known, and that's kind of one of my things that I try to do my best to get the bands that are not as well known out there because you guys might find something that you might discover, and I think I would too. And I've learned a lot myself just by doing the channel because there's a lot of bands I didn't even know existed, and even some of my friends that thought they knew everything didn't know certain bands, which is kind of cool. So, but they know a lot more than I do when it comes to certain bands, I will say. And they know who they are. Anyway, Hath is the band, I believe. Um, I think that's the yeah. These are so new. I don't know which is the title and which one's the actual band. Accursed is, I'm assuming, the name of the song. The vibe is a suffocating blend of blackened death metal that builds a wall of pure sonic dread. Um, let's see here, and the meaning is this track explores the weight of the inescapable legacy and the rot of the generational drama. Um, I guess I'm gonna have to go just to screw up the numbers. It's supposed to be 19. It actually says 21. Awake is a mouthless echo. The vibe is the grindcore infused darkness that feels like a descendant into a mechanical nightmare. The meaning is a contemporary on the loss of an individual voice in the world of dominated by digital noise and synthetic empathy. Sympathetic empathy, I think, is what it means. Anyway, number 22, Beaten to Death. Sulfuric Hatred is the name of the song. The vibe is the raw, uncompromising aggression that provides the underground, proves that the underground is still dangerous. Interesting. The meaning is a visceral explosion of pure, unadulterated rage directed hip at the hypocrisis of modern society. Interesting. I like that. That might be a really interesting song to listen to. Beaten to Death. Don't figure right. I think that's actually the band. Sulfuric Hatred is the actual song. Now this one I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing. Is Aeviteren, the Gaunt World, Gaunt World. The vibe is a disconnect of industrial hinged death metal that feels cold, calculated, and terrifying. The meaning behind it is it depicts a world striped, stripped of its uh, fertility, focusing on the hollowed out remains of human existence. That's interesting. That's a pretty deep song, right? Who knows? Number 24 is the Golgothic Remains, I think is how you pronounce it. It's Golgothan Remains. Venture of Chaos. Variation. Yeah, something like that. Variation of Chaos. Australian death metal is the absolute darkest, most and most cavernous. Interesting. So it's an Australian death metal band. The meaning is ritualistic celebration of Ethiopia and the inevitably return to cosmic disorder. Interesting. That sounds really exciting. I mean, I don't know. It might be really, really, really cool. I mean, because I've never heard of Australian death metal before, but you never know. Worm Witch, The Age of the Ordeal, and that's Worm Witch is the band. The vibe is the blackened crust that bites the melodic but relentless aggressive edge. The meaning behind it is the themes of survival, resilience amidst a landscape of crumbling institutions and spiritual decay. There you go. Visceral, the part of a neck, the parting of a neck, which makes me wonder if that's like a vampire type thing or something. Maybe I don't know. The vibe is a class in hyper aggressive technology that leaves no room for error, which is definitely an interesting way of describing it. The meaning is a violent metaphor for radical self transformation and agonizing shedding of one's former self. Okay, parting of the neck. Maybe that's what it means, like separation of the neck being, or separation of the person. I would see. I would assume. Number 27 is a place of worship is our place of worship is silence. That's an interesting name for a band. Discard identity. Harrowing, chaotic death metal that sounds like a ritualistic gone horribly wrong, which definitely sounds like an interesting band to listen to. The meaning is explores the loss of self in the pursuit of extreme ideology, um, and the silence that follows the collapse of identity. Hmm, interesting. Black curse, the fi- vitality I behold. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought somebody was sending me a message. It's the Q&A thing that comes popping up all the time. A vortex. The vibe is a vortex of aggressive black death metal, and as an atmospheric as it is violent. Um, I keep seeing that pop up. I think a grim meditation on the moment of death and absolute finality of the physical form. So basically, it's sounds like it's about being the moment of your true death and absolute the basically when you pass away, I guess, into from a physical form, or at least we assume this that's our physical form. Number 29, which is not right. It's like whatever number it is. Null is feathered. Abrasive, terrifying grind that pushes the limits of human hearing and sanity. The meaning behind it is the deals with the suffocating feeling of being trapped in a mental illness and the internal struggles of freedom. That kind of reminds me a little bit of one, maybe, possibly. I don't know. That's it's hard to say. That one's from War. This one doesn't sound like it's from that. It's hard saying. Suffering hour, the strong, stronger than death itself, stronger than death, I should say, is the psychedelic but deep, dark death metal with riffs that spiral into the void, a cosmic look at the endurance of conscious and suffering beyond the limits of biological life. Podobelic. I think I pronounced that right. It's Phobophic. Those who exist in the void is the name of the song. The vibe. Excuse me. Old school death metal filth, updated with a modern sense of aggressive dread. The meaning is examining the horror of insignificant in a undercaring and infinitely large universe. That's yeah, that's kind of interesting sounding, but who knows? The Verbos, Vor is the name of the song. VORE, just in case you want to make sure you spell right. The vibe is sprawling, aggressive, blackened death metal from New Zealand that demands total attention. The meaning is it uses the concept of being consumed, vor, as a metaphor for the total absorption of the ego into a higher, darker power. There you go. Number whatever it is, I don't even know. I lost track of that one. Artificial brain. There you go. Glitched. Interesting. The vibe is the disconnect sci-fi darkness that makes the listener feel truly alienated, which is kind of crazy. Sounds might be kind of weird sounding. I don't know. The narrative is about a futuristic digital conscious experiencing a terminal system error and losing its grip on reality. Glitch. Oh, okay, glitched. That makes perfect sense, right? Imperial Triumphant is another. I think I might have covered them before. I believe because it sounds vaguely familiar. I hadn't heard the music though, unfortunately. Rotted Futures, avant-garde metropolitan decay translated into aggressive golden mask chaos. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I was going to say, by the way, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so because, like I said before, and I'll say it again, it's free. And we're getting up there. We're at 409 now, I believe, because we were at 408. And thanks to, see, I hate this. Matthew, sorry, I can't read your name very well because it's so small. It's like really tall. So I have to, crouch down there to go, okay, what's the name, what's his name? I can see the type a little bit. I can see subscribe. That's easier to see. I gotta get my eyes checked. That's the next thing I'm gonna do. Besides going to play poker and get tires. Go figure. Let's see where are we at. Right of Futures. Meaning is a scathed critic of hollow luxury and inevitable collapse of modern capitalistic empires. There you go. Rotting Futures. Conjurer It dwells, crushing sludge, an aggressive blackened edge that feels physically heavy. The meaning of it is a heavy exploration of grief and the way it dwells within the person long after the loss has occurred. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Like, because my dad passing away kind of reminds me of that a little bit, and I'm sure all you've had somebody in your life or something in your life that's basically you lose something you care about, whether it be a person or something else. Portrayal of guilt, possession. Scream-filled, blackened hardcore that perfectly captures the urban paranoia and aggression. There you go for the vibe. The meaning of it is the focus of the feeling of being haunted by one's own mistakes and the mental possession caused by guilt. There you go. Actually, I think there's a lot of us that have that. I mean, that makes sense. And possession, man, that probably might be a good one to listen to. Who knows? Spectral Wound is frigid and spellbound. The vibe is a high speed, aggressive black metal that feels like a blizzard of razors. That sounds really, really cool. I don't know how that would sound, but it'd be interesting to find out. The meaning is a poetic embrace of the cold, dark, and the isolation that comes with a life lived outside a controversial norms. See, I can barely say it sometimes. And Undeath, Rise from the Grave is the name of the song. The vibe is a catchy old school inspiration death metal that never surfaces its aggressive spirit. Interesting. I like that. It sounds kind of interesting for a band. The meaning is a classical, ventricle, visceral horror tale of resurrection and relentless nature of the undead. Kind of right, like The Walking Dead, probably, right? I know somebody that might like that because they're like horror films. So who knows? Chat Pile. That's an interesting name for a band. And if you think about it, something pile, go figure, but instead it's chat, but it's interesting. Slaughterhouse is the name of the song. The vibe is the most unsettling and aggressive noise rock metal crossover of the decade. A brutal ground level look at the soul crushing reality of industrial labor and the dehumanizing effects of the American meat packing industry. Okay, that makes sense. What's that? Oh, what's the band's name? Is Cavalera. Cavalier Brothers, from Sepultura. The Cavalier Brothers or Cavalier Conspiracy is what they go by now with the band. So they're basically re-recording a lot of the old albums, and they're putting a new twist to it, a label. I think that might be a legal move. Basically, from what I think might be happening, and I've seen it before with like Taylor Swift and stuff, is that they basically, instead of buying back the songs, they re-record them with a different label and different name. I don't know if it's a different label, but different name for the band. And then technically, legally, it's theirs. But I'm not sure how that works with copyright infringements and things like that because it's almost exactly the same song unless they do something to change it. I know sometimes with certain things you can get away with stuff if it's different, if certain things are different to a certain degree, but I don't know how much they have to change. But I think that might be why. So Cavalera, Cavalier Brothers, Cavalier Conspiracy, that's what it's all about. Anyway, and it's a pretty cool shirt. I mean, that was a while back. When I heard about them coming back on stage, I had to go see them because I have been one of their fans for a very long time. It's like one of the bands I think is one of my favorites. Not, yeah, I've had other favorites too. But I mean, there's a lot of bands out there I really enjoy, and there's some that I'm not crazy about, but I listen to them, especially for the channel. Because I told somebody, even if I don't like some band as much, I still will interview them because I think it's important to get for people to get to know the bands that even I don't like, because the fact that there might be something that you like too. So, with that said, just so you know, anyway, just so you know, the tour updates are coming. Visceral, I think is how you say it, 2026 in the spring, is Scalding Torment North American Tour. Is Portland, Seattle, Chicago, Brooklyn, and Austin. There'll probably be more. Supporting acts are Noel and Everence. I think it's how you say it. It's Aeviteren, and the Antichrist is the what they're promoting. Oh, I thought there was another message. Um, un, I keep seeing something move. I don't know. Anyway, the Undeath is band is a live tour from the Grave Tour. That's kind of cool title. Rochester, Toronto, Detroit, Denver, Los Angeles. So maybe I'll get a chance to see them, but they'll probably be on a day that I can't go. Um, and promoting Live from the Grave. I guess that's their new album. I would assume or single. Chat Pile is the band. Industrial Decay Roadshow. Well, that sounds like a cool name for a tour. Oklahoma City, Chicago, New York City, and Atlanta. Supporting acts is Betrayal of Guilt. Promoting Unaccounted News LP. Oh, it's an LP. Okay. Spectral Wound is Frigid Nights over Europe. There you go. So it's going to be a European tour from Berlin to London to Paris to Prague. Local underground black metal support. That's kind of cool from supporting. Oh, it's just bands that are there local that are metal bands. I'm assuming. So I'm not sure exactly who's going to be there. Song of Blood and Mire is the promoting. Band Conjurer is coming. The heavyweight tour UKEU is London, Manchester, Glasgow, Amsterdam, and Paris. Awake is the supporting act, and anniversary cycles. Now, judging from this list, that some of these bands, I believe that they're going to be in European. They're probably small European style metal bands, whether it be death or whatever. That they might not ever come to the U.S. So if you hear their music, you might have to go overseas just to go see them. I don't know. It depends on how big they get or how much, basically, how much money that people kind of go to the shows, spend their money. They have the more money, the more stuff they can do. Kind of like my channel. It's like I said before, and I'll say it again. The more subscribers I have, the better off that I'm going to have to hopefully get an interview with somebody. Because right now we're almost, well, we're getting close. Well, we're off quite a ways from 600 yet. So we got a ways to go yet. But anyway, we're close to 5'10", maybe 5'9". So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Oh, and also, by the way, the channel's gotten big enough that we can actually be searched. So basically, if you put in the voice of metal or who hosts the voice of metal, or you maybe probably type in my name, I'm assuming Christopher Stevens, you'll probably say the host of voice of metal, but I don't know that one. But the other ones definitely come up. So yeah, try Googling or do it on Gemini or something. So we're out there. We're known. So so we could be, we're dangerous, a little bit just dangerous. We're getting there. We're getting there. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching, following, subscribing. The one thing that we need more than anything else is watch hours. So if you guys can go back through the old videos and watch some of those, maybe discover some new bands that you've never seen or heard of before. If you find something interesting in one of the titles, please do so, because that would help greatly and depend. Yeah, be really awesome to have that. I know sometimes the lists are not the most exciting thing in the world, unfortunately, but we gotta start off somewhere. That's what I always tell people. So with that, and then eventually, hopefully, the only thing is I'm gonna have to change the format for the interviews, because I don't think it's gonna work too well in this format. So I'm gonna have to go this way. So I'm hoping you guys will all stick with me after that, because I think I had a lot more people watching when I'm like this and not like this. At least new people, because I think one, it's live, and two, they can look at it on their phone. I think that's a lot of it, which kind of sucks. I wish Google could do a format like this in this format. So if you're looking this way on your phone, that you can still see it like this, but it might not be as big, or they could cut the sides off just a little bit. Who knows? Anyway, I'm not sure. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. It means the world to me, and we'll figure it all out. I mean, hopefully get better. This that. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that because somebody said you say that a lot. It's like, yeah, I know, but it's one of those vague things. It's more like up in the air kind of things. You don't know what's gonna happen. Just like things I thought would happen that didn't happen. Like today when I got my tires, I screwed up so bad. It's not even funny. I put my tires on the wrong card, so I basically almost overdrew my. Well, I did overdraw my account, and then I accidentally, once I got the refund, moved all the money over, that I had another oopsie. Basically, after that, well, yeah, took more money out of the account, which sucks. So it happens. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And don't forget, next weekend may or may not be on here. I don't know. Depends on what's going on. So it's going to be up in the air. So I can't guarantee anything. So you guys know, we'll see what happens. Maybe I can do a little live view of the, area and the hotel possibly during the day. If I have time. Um, who knows? It'd be kind of cool to do see Black Hawk because actually it's really beautiful up there. I will say that much. I saw some pictures and it looks really awesome. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye. I make my endings way too short.